I am live now too, which is cool.
Yes, it's so weird being live on a Thursday.
Not for me, but at the same time, I haven't been live for a while, so it's like I'm doing both YouTube and Twitch. Okay.
It's very weird for me to be alive on Thursday, but I want to get used to live streaming more because when the school job ends in June, I'm gonna have all this time on my hands to dedicate to the channel. So,
True. Definitely true.
today
Oh,
is our
come on.
first Twisted Tales live, people, and I know that there's no one watching yet, but
Twisted
if
Tales.
you watch the replay of this, which I know a lot of people do, let us know in the comments. Not if you do, but if you do watch the replay. It's been a day, guys. Yes, exactly.
Just having fun over here.
Yeah, he just found out new tricks on this computer, so he's been messing with it the whole time. We actually almost forgot to press the go live button.
I know. I still got to get everything set up
Yeah.
over here on my Mac. Trying to get your
Yeah,
streams up,
so
my streams
it's
up.
okay. Nobody's here yet, so we can go ahead and let people know that we are alive. I almost said
Yeah.
alive. Of course we're alive.
I hope we're alive.
If not, this is a weird way to haunt people.
Hunting in the dreams. Is that a twisted tail?
Who keeps? Oh.
Twitch.
Okay.
This though.
Let me see. All right. So, Twisted Tales. Fact or fiction? I feel like a kid growing up every time that we do these.
Yeah.
If you are new here, which I'm sure a lot of you are, we did talk like weird theories and urban legends and all that stuff. We did have a few recorded episodes, but upon research, we realized you guys would rather see like live versions and replays. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
Now, this is our first time doing it today, so bear with us. We will get better as time goes on. If you are somebody that tunes into us on Saturdays, that show has grown positively since the first time we tried it, which was a wreck and a half. So be kind to us on the first one here.
How you doing, JJ?
Chris would like to say he finished his manga at work today.
Nice.
That's the opposite of working, my dear, but okay.
It definitely is, but there we go.
Hey Tom, I can't say and gang because it's just you. Hi Tom.
Oh, hey Tom, how's it going?
He's asking what the hell we're doing live tonight. We're talking weird tales, sir.
Weird tales. That's good to hear, JJ.
Yeah, the bar's closed today because it's Thursday, so I can't say the gang. But, yes.
Man, that wouldn't fly here in Wisconsin. Every bar is open every night.
Well, I feel like, I think it's like, he mentions like Thursdays is their day where they actually like reset everything because they have events.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
They have events like Friday through Sunday, so like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays they're regulars, and then Thursdays they're let's kind of reset. So Tom's like, yeah, you got it, reset. Yeah, I worked on the business before. I get you. But anyway, the last creepy tale that I did was about the Black Dahlia, which, you know, it's hard for me to believe the ghost story about her simply because of, you know, the hotel. They claimed that, oh, the hotel, all of the vintage actors and actresses that are slain go there and stuff like that. I'm like,
right.
I'm pretty sure that one is truly just an urban legend, and it just, you know, just to push, tourism, which is fine. Hey, you do you. Not,
Well, didn't
not
she
hating on
get
that.
pushed out of the window and then she passed away? Or
No,
'cause
Black
she's
Dahlia is the actress that got chopped up and, was found with her torso and everything. It was really disturbing. It's a really gruesome case. I gotta be
oh
careful describing it. Her
yeah,
name was
yeah,
Elizabeth Short, and
yeah.
this was one of the cases that I first studied when I got into like weird legends and stuff. However, I did not know about the legend of her ghost at this hotel. So they claim that her ghost haunts the hotel because that's the last place that she was found alive. She made up a lie that she was going to go meet up with her sister, and then she left into the foggy night and was never to be seen again until her body was found. So, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think
I'm I
it's,
mean, like, I saw your segments,
yeah.
but at the same time, I feel like there's a lot of conflicting stories. Because the one that I was watching on YouTube a long time ago with ghost investigators, they said that she was pushed out of a window at one point, or she jumped out of a window because she was heartbroken.
No, she's the one that was, unfortunately, they never found who did it to her. They have speculation that it was probably some higher up executive in the business because she was a starving actress and she was very
That
young
is,
and very wanting to be the star right up. It's unfortunate. But like you said, there's conflicting stories about her, which is insane because it is an actual case. It is an unsolved murder case from the 40s, I believe, late 30s, early 40s.
yeah,
So for people to be like, oh, well, no, she was heartbroken or this or that, of course she was heartbroken. She was
or she
struggling
got
actress, but like
right.
they found her like it was brutal. And I'm trying to pick and choose the words here because I don't want to get dinged or anything, but
Yeah,
I
right.
felt really bad for her mom because of how she found out about her daughter. She was just told to like, I believe, I could be mistaken, but if I remember correctly, her mom was just told to come identify the body or something like that. Could you imagine like not knowing,
Yeah,
like thinking your daughter's doing good and like,
that would be, yeah, that would suck to,
but doing that segment really made me realize, I get wanting to be like, okay, hey, this place is haunted to entice tourism and stuff. However, like if it were me, I would be like, look, this is the last place that she was seen practicing. It is a historic event. You could push the historic stuff. You don't really have to do the mumbo jumbo side of it.
yeah,
And another thing that was conflicting in it was like, oh, she was seen walking upstairs. But the last place she was seen was in the lobby, so what was she doing upstairs? Why is she walking through the whole hotel? I don't think she would do that if she was
right.
haunting it. I think it would just be that one last place. But also, that's not where she perished, so why would she go back there?
Yeah, no, it's definitely a weird story.
I feel like they should, like I said, just stuck with the historics about it because unsolved true crime is also a touristy thing. So just stop the hullabaloo about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I, I,
absolutely.
I also feel like it's a little bit disrespectful because it is a real person. It wasn't like it was a legend, right? It's not this Elizabeth Short was real. It's an unsolved case. I don't believe they ever. I didn't check my updated list. I think they came close to solving it, but no cigar.
Oh wow.
Even to this day. That's why people think it was somebody higher up or, something like that, because it's probably never going to be sorted out, even in our lifetime. So for me to
Probably
just be
not.
like, oh yeah, her ghost is here just because she practiced acting here and this was the last place she was seen alive before she walked out into the fog, I feel like it's just poor taste. And I would just be like, look,
Yeah.
it's got some history to it, unfortunately, and be real about it. That's why, like, talking about some haunting stuff, I feel like people forget when it's based off of true events, you gotta have a little bit of a heart. You
Yeah,
gotta.
absolutely.
Granted, like people that were alive when this case first happened are either old or gone themselves. it was still a person trying to get her dreams done. So to me, it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Um, and the one with the crying boy one that I did was the most the one that was kind of really funny, because people didn't understand that sometimes paintings could have a protective coating on it so it wouldn't burn
Yeah.
anyway. But the unexplained event, I believe, was when like the last gentleman who perished by it, that had like a weird event. And I don't remember off the top of my head, it's been a while since I did that, but like the fact that so many people right away want to jump to ghosts instead of thinking, hey, there was a real man painting these things and mailing them out. Aren't you going to figure out why?
Right. Like,
And the
why
fact
was
that they
it?
were
Why
all
were they?
crying children, like, are you,
Somebody okay?
yeah. Yeah, and it was like, oh, the fire started without warning, and it's like, who knows? Maybe he knew who he was sending it to, and he was out there being a pyro. Like,
Maybe, yeah. Oh, there's a lot of these stories that sometimes they just don't add up when you
mhm.
try to put them together and just try to listen to it or read it or whatever. It's just like, and I feel like sometimes even YouTubers will try to put it in a way that would make it try to make sense, but not really,
Mhm.
because it feels like they kind of don't really convey the proper message.
Right.
Sometimes, anyways.
See, and that's why, like, I hope when we do Twisted Tales and all this stuff, I like that we add the fact or fiction element to it because, in all actuality, we never really know the truth anyway
Right.
to these legends, right? So I think it would be a super disservice to be up there and be like, "Oh yeah, this really happened when it didn't." I don't like that.
Right.
So I like that we could just sit here, kick back, and talk about this stuff with logic, but also understand that, yeah, you know what, some weird stuff will just not be explained. Like a while ago, I did a True Horrors episode about Vera Renzi. I don't think I'm pronouncing that right again. I apologize. People, don't keep coming at me. And apparently, like, only a little bit of it was based off a true thing, and then the rest was of an urban legend and from another country, which I didn't know because I researched it off of a true crime, site. So I was like, okay, cool. And
Yeah.
they had like all the credentials and stuff like that. So even when it is like when you're researching this stuff, it's really difficult because now people are putting on these credentials and sure they have it, but ultimately the person writing the article is putting their thoughts into it. They're no longer just reporting the facts.
Yeah.
There was nothing on it that said, "Hey, this was also an part of it's an urban legend from Hungary or I forgot what country it was. It's been a while since I did that." And I felt really bad because I was like, "Hey, I had no idea that, it was mixture of fact or fiction." Which is
Right.
why I'm glad that we could do this because now we can really talk the nitty-gritty,
Yeah.
and I hope eventually
Like,
this gains more following too, so we can actually talk with you guys in the chat if you guys have any local urban legends or did you ever start an urban legend. That would be cool.
yeah, absolutely. It would be cool. Around here, I'm not too sure. Like, in my hometown, I'm not like, I don't hear much. We had a manor that they say was haunted, but that was just kids and stuff saying that. I'm not
Right.
sure, but it's been torn down now and turned into a golf course. But
Ah, well.
but so you can't even explore it no more. It was like then it was, I don't know, very conflicting stories. It was a
Mhm.
manor, then it was also a brewery back in the day, and it was something else too. And I'm not too sure like what it could, possibly have been.
Mhm.
It's kind of weird.
Well, it's like when I was a kid, there was this house, or I thought it was a house, that was really cool and creepy, and I absolutely adored it. And my heart sank when they tore it down because it was just it's that old architecture that I like. And
Yeah.
started to research it as I got older, and there were so many, like you say, conflicting stories. Somebody said it was a place for murder to happen. Others, it was a mental institution, so it was haunted and all this stuff. And then it just turned out it was just a giant farmhouse. Like, like that game of telephone when we're kids, it goes to show you how many
Yeah.
things
How
can
many
happen.
stories are changed?
So wait, Are urban legends just like gossip for creepy kids?
Probably. Could be.
My goodness, kitty, will you stop trying to eat the peppermint
Or like
patty?
the movie Urban Legends, or I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes. Yeah. We're just spilling the tea on what we heard from our great great grandfather twice removed, you know? But
Right.
as far as my local legends, I never really heard of much besides, hey, look at that old building. It used to be this, and then it turns out to be something completely different.
Yeah.
And I,
Especially kids in the middle school. They were saying that our school was haunted. You could hear like chairs move or
mm,
whatever. But I didn't hear anything or see anything. So it was kind
right.
of like, are they trying to scare me or what?
I think like I think it's fun though because when urban legends were coming around, like people just hang by the campfire and passing on stories, and now like I think they're fun and they're fun to
Yeah.
talk about, whether we believe in them or not. I think it's fun to talk about, but then I notice some creators get too critical when it's obviously something that is made up. Like if I'm reading an urban legend from 1842, I take it as just a legend, my friends. Those people
Yeah.
had cocaine in their Coca Cola. So,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
come on now. Like,
Like, that's a perfect segue into the Drury Lane Dicer, too. I mean, the Muffin Man.
yes.
Because like they say it's actually an urban legend. It might have not have actually happened, but the way it's described is that he actually lured kids with muffins and tried, bringing them down with a string and whatnot. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just super interesting story to read about, and
Yeah.
how he would murder his, neighbors because they were competition. So it was just very, very interesting to read about that. And I'm like, oh, well, so it says it's possible that it might not be true because I couldn't find a lot of documentation on it either.
Right.
Just urban legend websites,
Right.
just like Nessie, basically, from our last one
Yeah.
for Nessie.
Wouldn't it be weird though if like it was about a true crime? However, the guy was never, found, and so they started a lore, or maybe he himself
Yeah,
started the lore, right? What a perfect way to get away
right.
with a crime, right? It's back in
True.
the day, so they can't fact check. They don't have TikTokers dissecting everything, okay?
Right. Or
They don't have
YouTubers.
YouTubers doing that. So like, what this guy was probably like doing this stuff, and it's like, you know what, kiddies? Let me tell you about the dicer. You know what I mean? Like, could you
Yeah.
imagine? Oh God, now my hamster wheel is turning. Imagine how many old unsolved crimes are unsolved because the killer itself freaking started an urban legend about themselves.
I mean, that could possibly be.
And it,
I never thought about that actually.
neither did I until today.
Like Jack the Ripper.
Right,
I mean,
right.
it's crazy. I mean, Jack the Ripper wasn't really. I mean, he wasn't really a urban legend, but sometimes I don't know, like the stories are very conflicting. They found who he was, but then at the same time, it might not also be who he was either.
I've seen
It's
so many we found him cases, but my thing is like I don't know how to believe any of them because they switch. A lot of people think it's H. Holmes, then they have
yeah,
another doctor. My thing is, what if it was a woman? Think
it's
about
true.
it. Think about it. Back then, women took care of the laundry. Women have access to tools as well. They were doing something. You didn't know what they were studying. And
Right.
nobody would
Yeah.
suspect a woman to do that. And if a woman gets revengeful and she finds out that her husband has been spending shillings on something other than booze at the bar, I don't know. I'm just
Yep.
saying, I watched enough Deadly Women to think that, that could very well be. Or it was just somebody higher up and we'll never know.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Absolutely.
But my thing is when people get so hell bent on, oh yeah, it's definitely closed.
Yeah.
Like, I
Like
don't
we
know.
don't really know for a fact.
I There are some really cool channels where they have started closing cases, cold cases, with modern technology.
Oh, okay.
If it was something on one of those where they actually show you, like, okay, here's the evidence that we went by, this is what we did, and we can correlate everything, then I'd be like, okay, cool, you know what, they found it. But as far as these articles and stuff like that, like you said, there's so much, everybody's just chasing whatever and
Ghosts,
just running
basically.
with it, and it's just too
Yeah.
much. But I also wonder, why do they want to keep the Jack the Ripper case so famous? Who's making
I have
royalties off
no
this
idea.
thing? Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
look how many legends and unsolved crimes go about, but you have these few famous ones that keep reoccurring and getting in people's heads. Who's making money off of this? Is there an estate for Jack the Ripper and his descendants are making bank every time you type it into Google or something? Like,
Right.
I don't know. So they say this Dicer thing, this Dicer man was essentially a muffin man.
Yeah. That's
So
where we came with the Muffin Man.
he was an angry baker.
An angry baker.
That is,
Is weird. They say that he basically he's a shadowy figure. He wears cloaks and dark cloaks and whatnot, so he was not seen either. So like, I mean, Drury Lane is real,
yeah,
but at the same time, it's very
vague.
extraordinary and very vague, and it's just so hard to,
Right.
convey what actually happened, because it's just, hey, don't talk to strangers. Well, there you go. Don't follow strangers with, that's like the candy van type stuff
Yeah.
where they have free candy on vans. Don't
Yeah. Or
follow.
the ice cream man. Especially
Right.
when you're walking down a dirt road and your neighbor with an ice cream truck tries to come get you out the woods. Don't do that.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It is kind of weird,
How
especially since he said you only could find it on an urban legend site. But that time when Paige, hi Paige, if you do watch this replay, remember she was Corpse Goblin in the chat a long time ago,
Yeah.
and she kind of knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah.
So it's like, is there some truth to this? Possibly.
Or is it just a scary bedtime story?
Right. Right, or did they make the scary bedtime story out of the truth
About an
for
actual
kids?
person, maybe,
Right.
yeah.
Because why else would she put the two and two together when you were talking about that? Remember, she was even telling you, like, she was telling us all the different cases across the pond there.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, like there probably could have been a creepy guy wearing a cloak doing bad things, but the parents were probably like, don't take muffins, so beware the muffin man.
True. I mean, yeah.
They're not going to tell their kids, hey, there's a wackadoodle out there trying to hack you up, please stay inside. Like, you just can't do that. I mean, you can, but it's not a good delivery. I wouldn't recommend it. Please don't, because that's how my parents treated me, and I was like, what? No, I'm just kidding. My mom and dad. I'm forgetting. They don't watch my stuff. They think I'm weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I mean, it's definitely, I can't fathom, because it's just super old legend.
Mm-hmm.
Very old.
So it's not
They
really...
were talking about the 1700s, 1800s, somewhere around there.
Right. So it's not like there's a lot to cross-reference here when you research that either.
Right. We didn't have Google back then.
No, we did not.
No AI, no satellites.
Aren't we older than Google,
pinpoint.
Technically?
Yes, we are. Unfortunately.
But I do enjoy the lore more from back then because it's so creative, but at the same time, it makes you wonder what the heck was actually going on sometimes.
Yeah.
To start the lores, or how much people were confessing to certain crimes or whatever with these lores as well. Like we mentioned
Yeah.
before, oh, great grandpa always told me this story about some guy and yada yada yada, and it turns out on your grandfather's deathbed he confesses to the urban legend he told you. I mean, that's some wild stuff right there.
Very wild. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Tom wants to know if you met the Muffin Man as a kid, would you be scared or take the muffin? He said he would just take the muffin and run away because he was a kid.
And run away. My mom told me never take candy from strangers, so nah. I've actually had adults approach me saying, "I got candy. You want to come? I have got candy. Come follow me. I'll give you some." And I'm like, "Nope," and I ran away.
I've had adults show me cheese in a Pokemon binder and try to sell it to me.
Cheese in a Pokemon binder?
Yep.
That's that's weird.
That's very weird. I was sitting in a parking lot at the dentist and I rolled my window down. I thought the guy was telling me my tire was flat or something, and no, he was trying to sell me cheese out of a Pokemon binder. $5 for a slice of warm cheese, my friends. There's an urban legend for you.
Nice.
I wonder what he's doing today. Anyway, Tom says Tom says that he likes that this is the first episode because he always likes seeing the episode where things are awkward for the hosts and see us grow. Thank you, Tom.
Yeah.
We're both really tired today, so we're just winging it today.
I've been tired all week long and I have no idea why. So I'm just here.
But Tom says for the next one, we should probably pick, if we could pick one urban legend and one unsolved case to talk. That would be fun. I mean,
I have no idea. I'll have to research that.
yeah.
Some of them and figure it out.
I've got a lot saved because I was researching when we were doing recorded episodes, but the pain about the recorded episodes is I feel like these are things that need to be more conversation like this.
Yeah.
It's definitely not something that should just be like, and then in 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean, but like it's just
Yeah, right.
not that we're bad at it, it's just it's just the stuff needs discussing, man.
Discussions, yes. They do, really. I mean, Nessie's good to discuss because
Yes.
it's a very good urban legend.
Mm-hmm.
It's enjoyable to listen to about, how this big old monsters in the Loch Ness area, and they actually have a bunch of merchandise and all that in the area, and it's a huge tourist trap now because of it. And I'm like, oh, that's very interesting. That's a lot of research that came up with, and a lot of them were actually saying it was a plesiosaurus too, but I mean, like, that's a dinosaur.
Yeah. But see,
so at the same time, it's
thing,
kind of
though.
interesting.
My thing is, whatever it comes to water, we don't know what's down there. I don't care if it's a lake. I don't care whatever. You don't know what could have survived all the dino stuff in the oceans or waterways. So, just saying.
Yeah.
Water is a scary thing. So
it is. I think we've only explored 1% of the ocean. I think is what they said.
And I don't think we need to be down there considering the pressure does not like us. Sometimes we need to leave things alone. I am actually terrified of the ocean, so you will not see me going on any boat trips, okay? It won't happen. I remember Chris was telling me when he worked on boats, when they went out into the ocean, it's the scariest thing because, like, you don't really know weather-wise or anything what's going to happen. He's like, you get used to it over time, obviously. You have no choice. It's your job. But, like, I couldn't. But you can't. Things about creatures, those urban legends and myths, I feel like a lot of them are more real than not, simply because, like you said, we only have looked at 1%. Like, we don't
as
really
far
know.
As yeah, true. As far as we know, they dredged the lake there, and they didn't find anything.
Right.
They've done sonar, they've done dives now, because we've got so much technology now, and they haven't seen or found anything. So
my thing is,
the mystery's still there.
My thing is too is like if you're a creature though and you notice like more and more people are going to where you usually hang out, like a lot of them go into hiding or they'll go away when you keep poking around.
True. Yeah,
So we
that is
can't
true.
we can't think of these creatures as humans, right? Because human nature would just be like, "Oh, hey Bob, what's up?" You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think the
right.
most human creature that would do that is Sasquatch, and even that thing will just rip your face off. It's not going to be nice. It's not going to invite you into the cave and be like, "Have a beer with me. My name's Winston. I have a PhD." He's not going to do that. That thing wants to be left alone. You've been following
Right.
his footsteps everywhere. If he wanted to be found, he totally would have been by now. But see,
Yeah.
like I said, creatures and stuff like that, I feel like I'm more apt to believe than the ghost stories in a way. Because the ghost stories have changed so much, and with while we have this modern technology, a lot of it is preset voices
Yeah.
and all this kind of stuff. So it's easy to trick and prey on people. So it's really
Yeah.
hard for me to sit with that. But as far as weird creatures, sure, animals are weird. Like,
Yeah. I don't really believe in uh the the Star Wars dude.
no.
What's his name? I forget what you just said for his name
Oh, Sasquatch?
because Bigfoot,
Yeah.
Sasquatch, yeah, Bigfoot. There we go. Mainly because we've got all these satellite technology, we've got,
Mm.
everything between Google Earth, Apple, whatever, all these cameras, trail cams, etc., and you can't find them.
I think it's just something that people probably started to keep people off their lawn.
Sure. I mean, yeah. I mean,
I
there's always
totally
a
would
reason
do
for these
that. I
stories.
totally would do
Yeah.
that. I'd be like, look, these are my woods. I've seen like 7 of these things. They don't like you. They protect me. Leave me alone. I totally would do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Right.
but it's just I I actually know of 3 people in real life, and they said I could say this without saying their names. They take vacation time to go on Sasquatch hunts, and apparently, allegedly, one of them found a giant footprint with some hair in it.
Interesting.
But my thing is too is like there's so many animals walking in the woods.
Yeah.
And I saw
Or it
the
could be fake
picture.
too.
I saw the picture of the footprint too, and it's kind of hard to say that it's a footprint because there's a part that looks like a heel, but then the mud smushes. So is that technically a
Oh.
print? So it's like it could have really been anything, but hey, they're doing their thing.
Yeah.
I guess they're not harming anybody. But my question to them is, okay, let's say this thing is real. What do you think's going to happen when you see it? I don't think it
Right.
would be friendly. If we're thinking logically here, I don't think it would be friendly, especially since it is hidden. Like you said, it's from the satellites, the sonar, all that stuff. We have this technology. It's still hiding from that
Yeah.
stuff, okay?
Yeah.
What makes you think that you and your little buddies with a packet of Bud Light are going to go out there and meet this creature and not get your limbs torn off? Like, I would think that if this creature is real, they would be super territorial about where they can go without people
Yeah.
poking and prodding and stuff like that.
Kind of like a grizzly or something.
Right. And that's a point too. Who's to say back in the day the myth of Sasquatch didn't come about because somebody saw a really big grizzly and freaked out and didn't know what it
True.
was?
Because they can stand on the hind legs too and
And
move around a
they're
little bit.
they're not exactly something you want to see in the woods. So
Right.
if I'm not mistaken, I think Chris said that that's the one that eats you slowly while you're alive, from the bottom up. So yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that would make sense that that's actually just a angry brown grizzly bear.
true.
But
Could
Tom's
be, or just kind of like a weird silhouette of it.
Tom said that we're ruining his wife's dreams because she absolutely loves
Oh
Sasquatch.
no. I'm sorry.
Sorry to poke holes in your Sasquatch, but
I mean, it's still fun regardless,
Oh yeah,
whether
and
if
that's the
it's
thing.
there or not.
That's the thing. This stuff is just for fun and just to say what we think. No hard feelings to anybody. Hey, if you are into this kind of stuff and you do hunt this stuff down, share your story. We don't mind. We want to hear it. This is. We're not
Yep.
here to be all like neener, loser. No, I ain't like that. I'm
Right.
just saying from what I know, and if you have more proof or anything that we could look into instead, by all means, share that shit. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Tom says when he was younger, his grandfather would tell him of the strange Woompy man?
Oh, never heard of that.
Woompy man? Woompy man?
Whoop, there it is.
I totally love that song. Anyway,
Yeah, right.
that's my that's the song I listen to before every live stream to pump me up, not gonna lie.
Nice.
That's why I warned you. That's why I warned you earlier if you saw me making funny faces, but you said I crashed. It's because I was listening to Whoop There It Is. Um, he says that his grandfather would warn him about it because when he was a kid, he and his father went out into the woods one night, as they usually did when they were hunting, and he started hearing kind of like an old man groan, like somebody was hurt. So his grandfather and his dad, I guess his great granddad that would be, decided to, check it out. And the closer they got, the more human it sounded. So they were like, okay, maybe it is somebody hurt in the woods.
Skinwalker.
Then it started to make them go deeper, as if like this person was walking while in pain. But then his grandfather's dad was like, "Yo, if this person's in pain, like they would just be in one spot and they'd be happy for us to show up." So they stopped following
Right.
it and went back to camp. They went to bed, woke up, heard it again in the morning. They started retracing their steps, only this time, the closer they got to the groaning, the more animalistic it sounded, and less human than the night before. Again, they turned
That sounds like a
around,
skinwalker.
packed up, and went home. Wow. Tom, have you
That's
ever heard
crazy.
this? Tom said he thought he heard it once, almost looked for it, but then remembered what his granddad said to not look for it. You don't know what it is. And if it is a wild animal, you don't want to get mauled because,
No.
But what made it stand out to his great granddad and his granddad is that it sounded so human at night. But in the morning, it sounded like an animal.
That sounds more like of a skinwalker.
Mm-hmm.
Skinwalkers like to mimic voices, like if they're hurt or whatever. Now, if they're real, I don't know because, of course, it's another urban legend, to scare people away. But it says it mimics voices. It can mimic your voice, saying "help me" or whatever, crying woman or whatever. But like TikTok, kind of a cougar, I think it was. Not the adult ones, but the actual animal ones.
Yes.
They make weird crying sounds as well that makes it sound like a human is crying out in pain.
Yes.
So it could have been a cougar as well.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, or even a mountain lion, a cougar or a mountain lion, one of the two.
Either way, you don't want to get mauled by it.
Right. Especially if it's hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably like telling you, come here. I see takeout.
Yeah, right. And skinwalkers, I think they are ancient Indian for Native Americans. Mm-hmm. As far as I remember, they're like I could be telling because I haven't researched yet. That's actually was my next Twisted Tales.
Ooh.
It was a skinwalker. So I haven't researched much of it yet. I just know
we can
of
do
it
that
from
the next time we go live. We go in depth.
Do live, yeah. And I just know that what they do because I've watched Supernatural too.
Yeah. I only watched Supernatural for The women can keep the
Oh,
guys.
really?
I don't want the guy. I don't want the guys. I want the car. That's it.
I just like it because it's fun to watch.
Oh yeah, it's goofy too. But all the women are like, oh, you like the guys too? No, give me the car. You guys can have the guys. I'll take the car, and me and Chris will go joyriding in it. Simple as
Right? That 1967 Impala is real nice.
yeah.
um, but yeah, no, skinwalkers are definitely scary sounding though. And I mean, it could have been a bobcat, I think, or whichever, or it could be a skinwalker. It could be a number of things that they've heard too. It's definitely scary nonetheless to hear.
I
So yeah, I mean,
I myself never really looked into the Skinwalker stuff, so I look forward to the next time we're live with this, what you find, and so that we can
yeah,
discuss this deeper. A lot of the urban legends that I've ever looked at were like growing up were always like the hauntings and the creatures, but never. I know
yeah,
Skinwalker is technically a creature too, but it never really popped up because it was more so like the ghost stuff and kind of how
yeah,
true crime is. That was more my thing researching. So like this is going to be really fun for me because all these legends will be new to me as well to research. So this is
yeah,
going to be really fun to actually sit back and talk about our findings together in the next
yeah,
time. And for people to ask, these live streams will be every other Thursday. Simply because it works best for both of our schedules, and that way, because he also does streaming on his Twitch and stuff like that. So that way, it gives
yeah,
us, when we're not having too much on our plate and having the best content available. So if
yeah,
you are watching this far into it, into the replay, please let us know in the comments down below, and also let us know what kind of legends and unsolved crime you'd like us to check out. That will
yeah,
let us know that you guys are still here. I always know the first time streams are iffy and goofy, so
yeah.
you know.
Right. I mean, there's other things too I want to talk
Yeah.
about in the next one. I think is because skinwalkers would be cool to talk about, and then giants.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I'm all for the Giants. I have a book dedicated to that shizzy. I am
Nice,
ready for that. Yes, I'm gonna dig that book out too. I have it somewhere. I'm gonna dig it out for the next episode as well.
nice.
I think that would be good to talk about too, Giants. That's a whole thing that
Yeah,
I know a lot about that. I don't know why I know a lot
giants
about that,
and
but I do. Oh,
skinwalkers. Yeah,
I know why I got into Giants. I remember now because as a kid, I always liked the old buildings and the architecture, but there's always like these giant doors that regular people have to go
oh,
up ladders to open. And that's how I got into it. So, like, I'm super
right.
stoked. I'm super stoked. Next episode is going to be 10 times better, guys. I promise. Please don't judge us by our first episode.
No, we're just talking about our past ones now, and
Yeah.
and then just
Kind of
kind
like a
of like reiterate a
recap.
lot of things,
Kind of like a
recap, and then the
recap.
next one.
Like when we
Yeah,
discussed Queen Mary, we had somebody saying that they actually stayed on the ship, and that was really cool.
I really want to go to that ship and stay on it and
I
be
personally
340.
believe that that one absolutely has some creepy stuff going on in it. It just gives
Yeah,
me, when I look at a picture of it, my heart sinks.
yeah,
And that was even before I knew of the legends or any of the history. I remember I just came across it one day. It was like an article and just said Queen Mary, but didn't say anything about it. And then the picture of the ship, and right away my heart sank without even knowing. So that place definitely
yeah.
has some weird
Eerie
crap
vibes
going
to
on.
it.
um, Tom's asking if I ever going to do the series where I visit the haunted New York trails. Yes, if I ever get to where I could do content full time and I could somehow bring some of the spooky fan panel along with me on these road trips. You
I would
know,
love to do that. That'd be fun.
that I think that would be fun because I'm not really skeptic. Like it's weird because like I know that there's weird juju and stuff out there because
Yeah,
I used to dabble in some no shiz kabibble when I was younger, so I know that there's some real stuff. But I also don't believe a lot of the hunters because I also understand marketing and wanting viewers to come back and all that stuff.
yeah,
So I would think it would be really cool if eventually down the road, once we're doing this stuff more full time, to, you know, we could maybe start thinking about, be like, okay, here's a location. Why don't we see how the spooky fam can go ahead and go do that and have us all take a look at the place and, you know,
Right.
that, I think that'd be fun. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah. I think it would be a lot of fun actually.
And
I want to go
it's,
to I want to go to well-known haunted places too
yeah,
and try to debunk for real,
me
not like as in like a
too.
YouTube like let's play it up type thing,
No,
but more
I
so
want
of like
to.
let's actually debunk and see if this is real or if they're just saying it. But we also could get in like not in trouble, but legal trouble too because of defamation and whatnot. I don't know.
I think. I think if like we're honest with what we experienced there, I mean, like you can't really say, you know, people's
Right.
experiences. Like, because I mean, there's some people that go to these haunted places and don't experience anything, and then there's some people that go and really do. So,
Yeah.
you know, like I think we'll be okay as long as you're not saying, "Oh, this place is a piece of shit," blah blah blah. Blah. You know what I mean? Like, no, absolutely not. Just go ahead and check it out for yourself. Because at the end of the day, people really won't know unless they experience themselves. But I think that would be fun.
Right.
I know Chris has mentioned wanting to get the panel together to check out some stuff down south too, because that's where a lot of the
Oh
haunted
yeah.
stuff is, and he grew up around a lot of it. So I mean, I think down the road, eventually, something like that could happen, and they can,
Yeah.
episodes like that would literally be every once in a while, obviously, because we'd have to make sure the funding's there and everybody's safe, and you know, because we're taking care of
Yep.
our families and stuff like that, so we need to make sure. But you know, I'm pretty sure there's places in between our states where we can meet up to at a haunted
Yeah.
location, like an institution or something. And yeah, by all means, that would be awesome to do. I know he specifically asked me the haunted trails in New York, just simply because I live in New York State, and there
Yeah.
are like there's a whole website dedicated to all the haunted attractions in New York, and it would be pretty easy
Okay.
for me to get to. But I also don't want to go to these weird places alone because you never know what
Alone.
weirdos are in there. I mean, I always take Chris with
Yeah.
me, but like he won't get on camera because he just prefers, because of his profession and his job and stuff like that, which I
Yeah.
understand. Um, he has to kind of keep that professionalism across the board. So, you know, he's
Yep.
usually either the camera guy or my bodyguard when I go places, but I just think it would be a new element to see, you know, how everybody on the panel's picking stuff up. That'd be a fun
Yeah.
collaboration.
I actually think it would be. Yeah.
I think so, especially because we have different views on that too, and that's what makes it for a better discussion. Like
Yeah.
I hate when everyone gets together and they're like, "Well, I didn't feel this," and I said, "I'm like, no, just listen. You might learn
Right.
something. You might notice something you didn't before." Like,
True.
um,
That's
but
why, like, when you watch movies and whatnot, you have to
mm-hmm.
rewatch it over. Like if you rewatch it, keep on rewatching it over and over, you find something new all the time.
I've done that with the series The Strain like 20 times. I literally have picked up new things every time. That is such a good show.
Yeah.
That is such a good show. But exactly, that's why it's good to not have everybody the same. And that's why like I like our panel so much, especially on movie nights, you know, with Rez being a complete newbie to horror. You know, we're getting
Yeah.
genuine reactions, and then you like the more modern,
Right.
and I like the older, and then Lex likes everything crazy. So it like makes
Yeah, pretty
it
much.
makes for a good combination. And when Gilboy comes on, you know, he likes more of the classics too, but he also has more knowledge from a film student standpoint. So that's going to be really
Okay.
fun. And you won't be the only guy anymore.
I didn't mind either way.
I know. It's just a joke.
Yeah.
Tom said, Tom said if we ever get a plan together and we start like an Indiegogo to make the show or a Kickstarter for the meetup shows, he would be happy to share it and donate to us. That would have to come in the near future because I'm dealing with stuff with family and so is he right now, but we'll
Yep.
actually get the panel together to start discussing, and when we can put one up, we certainly will. Thank you, Tom, for that. That would be really helpful. We
Yeah,
appreciate you guys. And Tom said, be patient with PayPal because they're still flagging him for the donation he's trying to send us.
that's
I
ridiculous.
figured as much, Tom. I know you're good for it. Please don't worry about it. I'm very
Yeah,
sorry that
you
they were doing that.
PayPal's weird, and it's been becoming even weirder. I don't know why
Yeah, I don't
with
I
their
don't know.
stuff.
I don't know what was wrong with it, but I hope that you guys get that done sorted, and don't worry about it once you guys can do it. I don't want you to try again and like have everything free, so just wait till it's clear, please.
Yeah,
We're being patient about it. We know you're good. No, please don't think that we're anybody's angry or anything like that.
yeah, right now.
Like stuff like that happens a lot, so it's
Yeah,
okay.
it really does.
Yeah, I like the older PayPal. It was so much smoother.
It was better.
Tom's
You could actually
wife.
talk to somebody.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Now you can't. Tom's wife says that she experienced a haunting when she visited the Myrtles down south. That's what Chris was saying. That place is actually
Oh,
haunted. He gets creeped out by it.
like Myrtle Beach or just
No,
Myrtle,
down
or I'm not
south.
sure.
It's like, I think it's the old plantation house.
Myrtle Beach is where then?
No, Myrtle Beach
I have no
is in
idea.
South Carolina.
Oh, that's why I get so confused with that. I feel like that would be in Florida, like because they got all the
I
beaches and
had an
those
invite to
oceans.
go to Myrtle Beach, but I didn't get to go.
Oh
Let
no,
me see if I'm right.
the Myrtles.
Yep, yep, it's the haunted plantation.
I wonder if I watched a few YouTubers go there.
It was discover one of America's most haunted homes located in Louisiana, within driving distance of New Orleans and Baton Rouge. Yep, that's the one that Chris was telling me about.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he said that it's pretty creepy. What did
Oh, yep.
you
Okay.
what did you experience
The
there?
the overnight channel that I watch,
Mm-hmm.
they've been to the Myrtles plantation. I remember watching that, and it was scary as hell. That was a scary episode.
Tom's wife says that it just felt really heavy. She thought it was at first the heat because she wasn't used to it, you know? And so she went to lay down. Even AC, it felt like constant sweat on her, really heaviness. But when she exited the
Yeah,
room they were staying in, she felt fine. And that sometimes she felt as if someone was stroking her leg when she was sleeping.
that's very interesting. Yeah.
And that was when she was on a solo trip, by the way. So, no, it wasn't Tom stroking his wife's leg. I do hope this wasn't a confession for something else, girl. Just kidding. Just kidding. No. Oh, and she said that she noticed that one time her bag was moved too.
Yeah, that's definitely a very haunted place. I would love to go there and check it out.
I do it too, but I'm like so scared I won't be able to breathe.
Right.
Because like I'm
Like,
up in the mountains, and I remember when Chris came up here, his first 2 weeks he had trouble breathing because the elevation's different.
oh yeah,
I don't think I would ever be able to leave because of the food though. I hear they make a lot of potatoes.
gotta get those dirt potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, all those dirt potatoes. And she said the next morning when she went to check out too, the lady was looking at her funny. She doesn't know if it was the lady at the front desk or if it was another guest, but like the lady was looking at her funny as if like they both had like a similar experience and they never spoke to each other. So like she wasn't sure if it was a worker of the hotel or just a guest because they were just staring
Right.
at the desk. So she doesn't want to say it was a worker just because she doesn't want people in trouble or anything. But it was very strange, and I felt like the lady was looking through me.
Possibly. I mean, that's creepy. Or it could, it could have been an apparition too, because there's people that see apparitions and like they're like, "Did you see that person?" And they're like, "No," and they look back and it's gone. And it's very interesting and how that happens.
My my friend sent me Where is it? Let me see if I can get. Where is? I have no idea where
It's like
everything is on my phone.
the Stanley Hotel, where
Yes.
that one was very interesting to read about because of all the stories on that.
My
Oh, kitty.
yeah, Odie and Kitty are being weird. My friend sent me the screenshot when they were scrolling on TikTok today. I don't know if you guys can see that or my green screen is gonna act up. But it literally looks
Yeah.
like me.
Yeah, it does. I've noticed that a lot. Like, there's some pictures I've tagged you into, and it's like you.
And I'm like, I'm sitting here like, yeah, I know, I look like a lot of dead people. And so, of course, my friend is on this raging tangent that, like, oh, in my past life, I was royalty and now I'm paying the consequences now. That's why I have to work hard and stuff like that, which is why I don't
Oh,
believe in that past life stuff. I'm like, no, stop.
right.
I feel like that narrative is just there to prevent somebody from living their best life now. Because, like,
Yeah.
anybody that I know that's obsessed with that stuff, like, they ignore their life now and they're paying too much attention to that, you
Yeah.
know? So, like, I don't sit there, like, I don't, I don't see why people are freaked out when they do find pictures that look like them, because, I mean, like, sure, we probably have long distance relatives that we don't even know in our family line, you know? So it's gonna
Probably.
happen. You
Yeah.
mean, like, there's probably only so many fonts a person can be anyway. So, like,
Pretty
what do you
much.
expect? But, like, when people tell me, like, oh, I was haunted by the ghost of my past life and stuff like that, I'm like, please stop right there.
Yeah.
And people get mad at me for it, but you gotta understand, guys. I used to do a lot of practices, and I'm sure I could share this on our live streams that we talk here, but I'm really careful about talking about it because I don't want it to cause ruckus.
Right.
Um, I used to practice a lot of stuff that was in that realm, and I know how it preys on your mind, and I know how it jails you in your mind, right? People like looking in the past because of the nostalgia effect, right? How many times do
Yeah.
we sit here and be like, man, I wish I could go back and just be in grandma's house again and hear the 90s commercials wake me up. You see that all the time, especially on TikTok
Yeah.
now. But everybody ignores their present. And when you can't be present, you can't get better and you can't achieve. So,
Yeah. Also, I will be right back. It is 9 p.m.
okay. Tom, what's going on, my friend? Um, the craziest ghost story I ever heard? I would have to say my best friend growing up claimed to have seen like this ghost with like half a face or something like that in her room. But I don't really believe that. I think it was just like a nightmare. A lot of times I don't believe in a lot of ghost stuff. Um Mainly because it's just so fabricated these days and overdone. I'm sorry, guys. I had to eat for a minute. I was getting dizzy. I haven't eaten for a while. Um, we probably won't be on too much longer tonight, but you will be seeing new episodes of Twisted Tales Fact or Fiction. This was just a regroup of our past ones and just to say hi to you guys. We're trying to get used to this live streaming thing and do more podcasty type stuff. So it's going to be interesting and fun. Movie night is going to be Saturday night at 9. We are watching The Screaming Skull, which I'm super excited about. I have a Chamber of Horrors episode up on my channel about that. And there's a lot of really cool changes happening to the channel and positive ones, I promise you. It'll be worth tuning in for, my friends. New PC is finally getting here soon, thankfully, and I'm just doing that stuff. Oh, hi, Kara. How's it going today? Uh-huh. Okay, so for me, if I had to choose what creature to find in the woods, oh boy. Are you talking like a mythical creature or like my thing is like I really don't want to find anything disturbing in the woods. I kind of want to go out there to relax. That's why it's like, look, if there is such thing as Sasquatch or anything like that or any weird creatures, hey, you do you. You're minding your business. I'll mind mine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. Finally that. Oh, thank you for purchasing a shirt. Yes, I sent those out on last Saturday. Yours should be getting to you. If not, tomorrow it should get to you by Monday. I know that for a fact because I asked the post office guy today. I just forgot to message you. I'm so sorry. Um. Okay, Tom. So I don't think I've ever researched too many too many legends and lore from overseas, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to this the more we do them because I'll be reading new things and I love doing that. We're speaking on these things, like I said earlier in the episode, for fun and just having a blast. And that's what we're here to do. So, it's nothing too crazy. Weird theories. Why I stopped weird theories? The issue with the weird theories episodes is like it was putting me more towards the way too controversial stuff that I did not want to get into. Mind you, I don't mind talking about weird theories. We're doing it right now. But the ones that people were having me do were putting me in an area that I didn't want to do. So that is why I stopped the weird theories episodes because they were getting way too much on the political side and less on the weird theory side. And I just didn't want to be grouped in with that channel. So,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
I heard part of that.
Yeah, they were asking me why I stopped doing the weird theories episodes. And I just told them I don't mind talking about the legends and weird theories here because these theories and these weird ones are going to be more on like the fun or the weird side
Yeah.
and less on the whole government side that gets me into the weird
Yeah.
territory. And I don't want to be on that side. Trust me.
No.
Trust me, guys. I used to be addicted to going down those rabbit holes, my friends. It is not worth your sanity, and I
No.
want the channel to be like it is now, a cool hangout space for people to just chat music, horror, and weird stuff. That's it.
Yeah.
So that is why I know a lot of you guys have sent me like TikToks and stuff because I am going to be bringing in episodes where I react to like um, content videos that you send me, Weird Wacky Wednesdays or Weird Wacky World. I don't know how I'm going to name it yet. That's why I haven't done it yet. But when I do it, it's like I'm not gonna do the super political stuff you send me or anything like that because that is just not my channel and it's nothing against you
Right.
guys. And I know a lot of people got mad at me that oh you're censoring us. It's just my channel and I know the laid back stuff that I have created and cultivated over here, that is what I want to continue. And if that makes you mad, I'm sorry. Eat a Snickers. You'll feel better. And happy birthday, I guess is what I gotta tell you. I'm not gonna be bullied into discussing those things when I don't want to.
Yeah. I
Just
agree.
not gonna happen. And my followers are great people, the people that come here to hang out. Lovely people. Roger comes here and shares a bunch of Bandmade, and we got
Yeah.
Josh and Rebecca sharing a lot of Nicolas Cage, and we got several others. We got Shirley, we got Pammy, we got a bunch of people over here being really cool people, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to take this calm, cool community and make it about ruffling feathers. That is exactly why I
Yeah.
didn't go to LA. That's exactly why I didn't join the mainstream business. There's a lot of stuff you guys don't know about me. Okay? So I'm not going to use my creativity to ruffle feathers and tell people how to think and all that. No, I'm not going to do it.
Yep.
So,
I
sorry
generally
for
don't talk politics anyways on my channels.
sorry for the little rant, but I just had somebody from Thomas Bar there was asking that, and that's why it's like, no, we're gonna be chill over
Yeah.
here. We're gonna be dirt potatoes over here, and if you don't like that, go get the store bought ones. Just saying.
Right.
Like, I find
The
that
ones
really
made in the
weird.
store.
I find it really weird though. Is like the more you get noticed as a content creator, people viewing you are like, oh, why don't you do this stuff instead? It's like, why did you come to my channel if you didn't like what I'm putting out? It's not like requesting a song or be like, hey, watch this,
Yeah.
or hey, look into this. Like they'll be like, oh, look at something that has nothing to do with your channel, and they'll be like, well, I'm not watching
Right.
unless you do this. It's like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to talk about it.
Then go
Especially
to
if
those
it's
creators that do talk about that.
yeah, there's so many awesome creators out there that have that. Like, by all means, I'm not shit talking creators that do that. There are great ones that do it. They're thorough with research. They can really help you think. And if that's what you want, by all means, my friends. But over here, we're being weird and relaxed. Why?
Yeah.
Because life is difficult and people are wound too tight. And I want people to tune in to chill out. That's
Yeah.
it. Share what we love. Share a funny story. That's it. Hi, Terry. It's been a while, Terry. Have you been okay? Good. Terry's okay. I'm glad that Terry's okay. Terry just wanted to say hi. So, hi, Terry.
Hello, Terry.
Yes, we'll probably be winding down soon because we're not going to have these episodes be as long as the movie watch episodes. Thank you all for did check in. And Derek, yes, I will get to that reaction soon. It is on my list. I do see your
Hmm.
comments, so my friend, please just be patient with me, my friend. I have a huge notebook I'm working through. Um, this was fun to recap the old ones that we did. I'm glad we got that out the way. So it was kind of like an
Yeah.
introductory live. And not next Thursday, but the Thursday afterwards, we will return. That will give us ample time to do proper research and figure out what we're going to title the episode. This one was just to
Yeah.
say hi, guys, and get in the habit of being
The
on the
intro.
computer. Yeah.
Recap and intro.
Yes. Tom said that he did enjoy the conversation aspect better
That's
than the recorded ones he's watched. He's like, not that I'm shit talking you guys. It's just
good.
he's like, it's just for this. It's a little bit better because I like interacting with this stuff. See, I figured
Yeah.
that'd be better. Hey,
Yeah.
look,
And with
we're growing as creators, so creative or constructive criticism is absolutely welcome on my part, and I'm sure it is on his.
Yep.
You know, and
The biggest thing is with recorded ones, like I sound like a robot. And I try to, put more emphasis on my words or like trying to tell a story.
but then it would feel like
Sometimes it
forced.
just right, then it feels forced and it's just so hard for me to do that. And whereas I'm able to talk like this, it comes out and it's good. It feels
Right.
good.
Which works out for both of us because we both enjoy doing the Twisted Tales, so why not just do a live
Yeah.
format? And even if we don't do a
Yeah.
live, like, if the live stuff doesn't do good live and we have to do record videos where we're talking just like this, we can do that too. I just figured
Yeah.
live would be fun, so everybody can join in when they would like to, and the replay's always there. Tom said,
Yeah.
I vote for live all the time. Thanks,
Yeah.
Tom. Thanks, Tom. All right. Well, we are at the 1 hour and 9 minute mark. Do you want to call it an evening for this one? And then
The next
obviously
one
the
could be a little.
next one, when we have stuff that we'll just play it by ear how that one goes.
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
I kind of don't want to put a time frame on it because some might be deeper discussions than others, some might be quicker than others.
Yeah.
I just don't want to run on and on and on like I'm doing right now.
I don't think you're running on and on and on.
It's been a day.
Yeah, it really has.
I
It's been
still
a
have
week.
those t-shirts I need to finish.
Yeah, you gotta get
I'm
those
thankful for the
done.
orders though. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful for being busy. It's so great. It makes me feel good. But alright guys, until the next one, keep an eye on both of our YouTube channels. Links are always in the description. Memberships
Yep,
are now open. I will be starting to upload the members only stuff. You'll start seeing that. Now that my third job is going to be dying down, I'll have more time for content creation here.
that's fun.
Also, if you'd like to ever donate to us, our tip jar is in the description below at the Ko-fi, whatever. I've heard it said both ways. And it helps us both out when you do that. So, thank you for supporting our little corners on the internet.
Yeah.
Bye bye,
Thank you
guys.
all, for watching, and I'll see you guys. We'll see you guys later.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Oh crap.